pedaling out to the big wide open ocean. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Oh no. There he goes. No! Wasn't planning on coming out today, but heard a rumor that this morning the salmon bite was hot. So I don't know if it was a rumor or not, but we're gonna find out today. Worst case scenario, well, I was debating before I came out here. I was like, should I come? Should I not? I don't know. It's kind of late. Wind might kick up. The swell's not great, but I figured worst case scenario, come out here and get some exercise, get my legs flowing, and hopefully, you know, if we get lucky, obviously, we can run into a salmon here. So got some plays going overhead, but we're pedaling out to the big wide open ocean looking for salmon today. Salmon or bust. I feel like I'm tired already, haven't even got out of the harbor, but you know, we just gotta let the adrenaline kick in. If we see a salmon on the fish finder, it might give me that extra boost to get moving. Hopefully that's what happens today. We will find out. It's now noon. Later probably than I've ever gone out, at least not in a while. Definitely not gone out this late this year, at least this salmon season. So we'll see. Maybe we'll get on an afternoon bite, maybe we won't. But we're gonna find out. We'll see you guys out there. Thank you to the sponsor of today's video, which is Dave. If you're living paycheck to paycheck or struggling to make ends meet, it can be really stressful when unexpected expenses come up. Now, Dave can help you get out of a pinch when you really need it. Dave is the banking app that can help you get up to $500 instantly with extra cash. You can now tackle those fishing tackle expenses that you've been stressing out about without any hangups. So if you're in a pinch and need some extra help, download Dave and think of it as a helping hand from future you. Download Dave today at dave.com/diehardfishing. Once again, that's dave.com/diehardfishing. Sign up for an extra cash account and get up to $500 instantly. For terms and conditions, go to dave.com/legal. Instant transfer fees may apply. Banking provided by Evolve, member of FDIC. Thank you to Dave for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back out on the kayak. Well, we're just making our way out of the harbor here. You can see this is the opening right behind me here. And if you know anything about this area, they release salmon when they're really small, like, I don't know, probably 6 or 7 inches. They release them when they're that big here. And then they go out, live with all the other wild and other hatchery salmon. And then eventually they come back thinking that this is the river where they came out of. And they come back here and they basically get stuck here and they either get caught or eaten by sea lions. So what that means is eventually those salmon are gonna come right back through where I am right now. And because of that, I'm gonna drop my line down right as soon as I get out of the harbor, because even though they might not be coming in just yet, you can never really be too sure. And when you're kayaking, you can't be going too fast for trolling speed. So, you know, if you're pedaling out, you might as well have your line in. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're heading out in this direction here. Gonna get my line down, start making my way out to the fishing grounds. Maybe we'll hook up along the way, maybe we won't. There's a pelican heading right for me, going right over the top. Some people were asking me in a recent video why I use the downrigger. And the reason I use the downrigger is, well, there's a couple reasons. So one thing, like if you can see my line here, I need to add some weight to it because I don't want it just skipping along the surface. I need to get it down, you know, to where the salmon are. So the reason you use a downrigger is because the downrigger has that 4 pound, well, mine has a 4 pound weight. They can range anywhere from 4 to, I mean, the boats have them, I don't know how heavy, 12, 15 pounds, maybe more, I don't know. But anyways, it's that heavy weight. So that drops it down to a very specific depth. And the heavier the weight, the more specific of the depth you can hit. So with a kayak, I'd say max is probably 6 pounds if you really want to push it. With this hand crank, like, it's a lot of work to crank back up 6 pounds. So I like to stick in the 4 pound with a 4 pounder. But anyways, I can crank it down, and each turn of this handle is 1 foot. So when I crank it down, I just count how many turns I'm doing down. Get down to where I want to fish, lock it in, and boom. You're fishing a very specific depth. And then with the downrigger, it has basically a little clothespin on there that you clip your line into. So if a fish hits it, boom, it'll pop off of that pin, and then you don't have to fight that 4-pound weight on the way back in when you're reeling in the fish. So that's the reason why I like the downrigger. There's other ways you can do it. One of the other most popular ways you can do it on a kayak is with a diver, or boat too. They use those on boats. But anyways, there's a diver you can use that gets you down to a certain depth. But with a diver, you're scoped back, and it's hard to pinpoint exactly which depth. You can get a rough estimate, but it's hard to pinpoint exactly which depth you're fishing. And then also with a diver, you're bringing in the diver with the fish. One benefit of the diver is that it's much easier to set up. There's no other, downrigger cable or anything, so you just kind of drop it in, and then, you're fishing basically. If you get a hit or something, reel it back in, set it up, put it back out. So in that sense, it's much easier to use a diver, but I think that the downrigger is a little bit nicer when you're fighting the fish. I think that extra couple minutes to set it up and make sure everything is, proper with the downrigger, I think it's worth it. Anyways, hopefully that answers your question. I forgot who asked it, but I know someone asked in one of my last videos why they're asking why I use the downrigger. So yeah, if you guys have any more questions about it, let me know in the comment section, but that's kind of, I guess, the long version of why I use the downrigger rather than any other method. On that note, let's see if we can put the downrigger to use and actually catch something on it. Very suspicious. Oh, that was our first bite. I'm not really sure. There's no marks on the anchovy. Very suspicious, to say the least. Maybe that was a salmon, maybe not. I don't know. But if it was, let's get back down, see if we can find him. fish. That's a 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 real one. Yeah, that's a real one. That's a... We are on. Fish on. We are on, ladies and gentlemen. Fish on. Oh my god. I was beginning to lose some hope, not gonna lie. Been out here for a little while. But what was encouraging is I was going through bait balls. It seemed like every so often, every like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, I would hit a bait ball. And you know, I wasn't getting any bites, but I was just encouraged. You know, if there's bait around, there should be fish not too far behind. This fish is really cooperating so far. Kind of coming in. Uh-oh, there it goes. There it goes. Oh! Oh no, no! Oh! Oh my god! Dang it! Well, I don't know if the GoPro picked it up or not, but that was it. One hit on the surface, slapped that tail, and that was it. It was off. But that is encouraging, reassuring. And actually, there's this boat next to me that I believe also is hooked up to a salmon. Well, definitely a bummer to lose it, but I saw the tail. It wasn't a monster. Definitely a keeper, but not a monster. So I'm not terribly demoralized, but it is a little bit demoralizing. But at the same time, yeah, that guy's definitely hooked up to a fish also. Yeah, at the same time, it's a good sign. Seems like fish are going to start to bite here, hopefully. We're going to get our baits back down. I feel like I got to stop for a second just to catch my breath, but at the same time, I got to get my bait back down and get back down there, see if I can hook another one. Fish. Oh yeah. That's a salmon. Oh, this guy's hot fish. Oh man. I was expecting a big boy, but he's gone. I think that's a shaker. Like I always say with the shakers, best not to touch them, so we're just going to try to get this hook out here. Quick release, come on. There we go. Hopefully we'll catch that one again in a couple years or so. All right, let's try again. That's a fish. Come back. Yep, came back. Came back. Came back for it. Oh no, I missed it again? I don't think he's there. That was a salmon. Alright, we're on him. You gotta get one to stick. We didn't get a good one to stick. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. Yeah, that's a salmon. That's a salmon. I don't know, it's not feeling that huge. I hope it's just tricking me. Little guy. Little guy. Quick release. We'll keep trying. Still looking for a big one. Let me know if you guys have any trick to avoiding shakers. It seems like this year I've just been plagued with so many. I'm getting a lot of fish, but just a lot of shakers. The only thing I know to do is just weed through them. Keep putting your bait down. Keep hoping for the best. Eventually you'll get a big one, but I don't know, maybe there's a trick to it. Should I use something different? I don't know. Maybe this flasher attracts small fish. I don't know, I don't think it does, but maybe it's just luck. That's gonna wrap it up for today. Got a nice little flurry there for a little bit, found a little school, just kind of worked it, went back and forth through that same area and hooked up. I got 4 hits, I think. One didn't stick, one came off maybe about 20 feet behind the boat. I think that one was probably like a 7 or 8 pounder. That would have been a nice keeper. Unfortunately it came off. And then I landed 2, but both of those were shakers, so we let those both go. So not going home with any fish, but I am going home with a workout. Glad I came out. This is a nice little afternoon session, and I'll be back out today for some sweet revenge. Yesterday was good. I mean, we had 4 bites, 1 didn't stick, 1 spit the hook, and that one was probably, I don't know, 5 to 7 pounds. I think it was a small keeper. And then I landed 2 shakers, so I didn't go home with any fish, but with some good constant action. But today we're hoping to go home with some fish. So we're gonna head out, probably troll around, at least head to the spot where we got most of our action yesterday. Start there, and then kind of, you know, do some fishing. Try to find the fish, look for some bait, look for some birds, and look for some salmon. I got a good feeling about today. I think we're gonna catch one today. Maybe 2 if we're lucky. So I didn't even troll out at all today. Normally I just troll my way out like I did yesterday, but I don't know, I just didn't have a feeling in there. I didn't feel like there was any fish in there, and I wanted to focus my efforts out here where I got bit yesterday. So speed it out here. We're here now. Now we just gotta fight for a fish. Fish. Oh man, that's a fish. Actually, turn on the clicker. Oh, that's a fish. That might be a big one. I originally thought it was just a jelly because it was so weak and nonchalant, but that's a fish for sure. Stay pinned. Feels like a good one. Feels like a good one. The bite was so just like so weak. I didn't even think it was a fish. Look at that keeper. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Come on. Come on in. Down. Good. Come on in. Come on in. Come on actually a little bit bigger than I thought. I thought he was just a barely keeper, but I think it's maybe like 10 pounds, 12 pounds. Oh wow, he's hot, hot. Oh, he's hot. Oh, he's so hot. All right. Gotta guide him in. Whew. Got him. Got him. Oh man. That was stressful. Thought he was a little bit smaller than he was, so I just kind of brought him in relatively quick, but it turned out to be a little bit bigger than I originally predicted. I think he's probably around 12 to 15 pounds maybe. 12 pounds. We'll give him 12 to 13 pounds, we'll say. Put the stringer on him. Yeah, that's a good fish. Definitely a lot bigger than I originally thought. So what's interesting about this fish is if you look at him there, you can get a good angle on him, yeah. You see his mouth there, it's all deformed. So what that tells me, I think he's been hooked before, and it's definitely been a little while because it's like almost healed all the way over. Probably someone hooked him there. Someone probably hooked him right there and drag him around for a little bit, and then he was able to shake free or break free or whatever. And he was still swimming good, still in good shape. But luckily, he didn't escape this time. I noticed on some of my fish that I caught previously this year, I bled them, but I didn't like, there was still some blood in the meat. And so I think the reason for that is when I bled him, I just kind of hang him over. And so when you hang him, it's holding him by the gill, so the fish is straight up and down, and all the blood doesn't flow out because the blood's coming through the gills. So this time, I'm just gonna hold him upside down for a couple minutes here and make sure all that blood goes all the way out through the gills. One down, one to go. So yeah, I don't know if you'll see it on the camera or not, but that time, like the rod went down, and honestly, I didn't think it was a fish at all. I was so sure it wasn't a fish. So I just kind of kept pedaling. I mean, I was still trolling speed, but I didn't speed up or anything like I normally do when I see a hit. Yeah, so if you watch the footage, that fish, I didn't even really think it was a fish at all. I was so sure it wasn't a fish actually. So like it went down, and I thought that was just jellyfish rubbing against the line or a piece of kelp or something. So I just kind of kept going, kind of waiting for that to pop off. And then it didn't really pop, like it went down and then it just kind of stayed down, and it gave like a little thump, and I was like, oh, maybe that was a hit? I don't know. Honestly, I still didn't think it was. And then, yeah, and then it started like, and then it started thumping a little bit, and I was like, okay, maybe this is a fish. So then I started speeding up a little bit, but still wasn't really sure. And then it popped off. The downriver clip, still not really sure it was a fish. But then after that, then I felt it on the line. I knew then it was a fish. But yeah, really soft bite. See that? That was a jellyfish or something. That was like exactly, I don't know, maybe it looked a little bit different, but I'm pretty sure that's exactly what that last thing looked like that ended up being salmon. So I don't know. Guess I'll have to review the footage to pinpoint the finer details. Come on, stay pinned, stay pinned. I literally just brought it up. It was down and I had brought it up about 10 feet and boom, right when I did that, this guy hit it. Doesn't feel huge, but it's a good fish. Tire him out. Keep the tension. Tension is key. Oh, there he goes. There he goes. Oh, holy smokes. That was a good run. Okay, maybe he's a little bigger than we thought. That was a good, strong run. Oh, yeah. Nice. It's nice. Yeah. Does not like the sight of this kayak. Not really blame him. Pass that kayak. Oh, okay. That's a good little push. You notice I'm just keeping as much bend in the rod as possible, trying to let the rod do the work. Oh shoot, drop some trash, I'll go back and get that. No, he just spit the hook right there. Oh man. That one burns. Dang, I thought we had him tired him out nicely. Go back and get that trash. I thought we had him tired him out. Look, I thought we had him tired out nicely, but I don't know. One more kick. He was literally right there. I even had the net ready to go. Probably about 5 feet from the kayak. It was right there. Right there. Oh man. Dang it. Ah. Dang it. Honestly, I thought we had that one in. Went through that couple of strong runs back there, right on the surface, saw him and everything. But we're using barbless hooks, as I've said many times, and you can never count them until they're on a stringer. That is a fish. The wild one. He's the wild one. All right, I'm gonna tire this one out. Get him, trick him in. Come on. Where's the flasher? Oh. Come on, you should be tired by now. Yes. And I think the hook popped out. Yeah, it did. Woo! Got him. That's a limit. Ready? And locked in. Now it's for sure. Ay, ay, ay. What a day. What a day. That last one, well, both of these really, that took some effort. All right, another nice one. That's probably maybe a touch smaller than the first one. Man, he hit, when he hit, he was running at the beginning. That's probably like an 8 to 10 pounder, I would guess, something like that. Probably about 30 inches or so, 28, 30 inches. That's what we come out here for. Oh. That's the one we're gonna end on right there. All right, I gotta rest. It's gonna take me a couple days to recover. That's a wrap. 2 days. First day was a little tough. Landed a couple shakers, lost a fish. Second day, boom, we hit him. Landed one, lost one right in the middle. Unfortunately, that one was probably the biggest one, but no sweat. I'll take a limit any day of the week, and hopefully I can get my old town back soon, because kind of tired of pedaling all day. But anyways, it was worth it today. Limits, and we're going home. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you on the next one.